I became Batman in the largest Minecraft civilization ever. 2,000 players, entire nations rising and collapsing, and in the middle of it all, me, an idea, and a secret Batcave. So, grab a warm drink and your Batman teddy as I tell you a story. The story of how the Bat family was born. But first, let's start before that. I was scrolling on YouTube one day and came across a video by the YouTuber Skipolo, and he was making a Minecraft civilization event with over 2,000 players. If you don't know what a civilization event is, basically you have a certain number of people ranging from 100 to 2,000, and you spread them across a map on a server and allow them to do almost whatever they want. In the early parts of these events, people usually build and make groups together, and in the later parts, they go on a full-out war against other groups. The YouTuber hosting this will then record what happened in the event and make a YouTube video documenting it with a flashy title. Seeing this, I was intrigued and decided to send an application, which was somewhat acceptable. After I got accepted, there were a lot of big groups trying to get people to join them, so I joined the first one I could find and became part of the nation Atlantis, as, at the time, I had no goal or intentions going in. Hell, I wasn't even going to make a video about this event. But you'll have to see what happens next. Day 1. Unfortunately, I don't have much footage from day 1. However, on the first day, all I did was build the dock.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard.
And go around busking, which ended up creating a whole singing group. Anyways, let's start from the second day. The day began with me talking to two of my friends I'd met on the first day, Patapufist and Sanabil. These guys were travellers, and had come with the intention of wanting me to join them. While I would have wanted to, I decided to stay in Iron Hill and build. As you can see, Iron Hill was the main place of Atlantis, while the main city was being built. We had already built quite a lot, and I wasn't ready to just leave yet. Our leader Mudclip was settling lots of diplomatic issues going on, so there was a little confusion from the town, but we just kept building. I didn't just build, however, I also went around to see what was new, and even did some singing. Everything was looking brilliant, as my pier was going great and it would become a place to trade soon. However, this wouldn't last long. It started with people across the water from a place called Lumen coming to Iron Hill and telling us that they were being kicked out. For context, Atlantis was separated into several cities. Iron Hill was where we were located, the capital would be in the middle of the map, and Lumen would be a financial district. However, it was right next to Sarkovia and Hydra. This caused some of us to distress, but we didn't fret too much, as we thought these issues could be solved. Until our leader had been killed. Whether it was due to his absence, leadership, or whatever, he had been killed. Everyone freaked out, as we were so confused what to do. Smile attempted to try to take control and hold us all together, but then an image dropped. The raiders were at the island. With a friend, we both ran and ran and ran, until we left Iron Hill behind. We ran into someone called Marsvi, someone from a nearby town in Hydra called Sarsoa. She would introduce us to their leader, Joe Phil. Joe Phil was very kind to us, as we were immediately welcomed with open arms. This kindness is what the server needed. It's what I tried to do at the dock. That's when I thought to myself, what if I needed to be a symbol to people, to help across the server? It's why I tried to build the dock in the first place, to be welcoming for people that were new. So then I thought, why not be Batman? And the rest is history.
Unlike me, bitch tryna ride on my bed like a Mustang. See, I gotta watch on my wrist.
Adopting my new Batman skin, I waited with the others from Sarsoa for the server to start. As I waited, I spoke to some of the Sarsoans, when I heard a voice asking if someone needed a diamond sword. Me, having no diamonds, quickly mentioned that I did, and the mysterious voice told me he would give it to me when we could move. As the server started and we were given a moment, the mysterious voice came over. It was Sword Cat Master, the guy who killed Mudclip, my ex-leader. He handed over the sword, as I realised he had just given me Mudclip's sword. What have I gotten myself into? Swordmaster left as I did, as I went to go look for the location to build the Batcave. On my way, I found a mine, and as Batman, decided to help them dig it out. From there, I continued on, and ended up running into Pata and Sanibel again, who were building a big house. Pata was AFK and they were busy, so I continued. After searching, I found this rock that seemed like a good base to build on, as this would be where I'd build Juiced Manor and the Batcave under. So using this as a base template, I began building. However, somewhere nearby, someone was running. It was Swordcat, and behind him, several soldiers from Atlantis. From my perspective, it was a little weird, but Batman doesn't kill, so I didn't join them. Either way, I continued to build. I had finished the decoy house, which meant I could now start working on the actual Batcave. I showed off the Batman skin to this guy, then I was off to work. Sorry, today was a building day if you couldn't tell. After finishing the Batcave, I went over to Pata and Sanibel and asked them to come visit my Batcave. When inside, I showed them that this oak wall was fake. Once you go down, there will be a sign here saying work in progress, pretending that this is the Batcave. However, it isn't. This is just a decoy. As you go over here, and it shows 2 fake blocks, and once you go down, you're in the Batcave.
Hot diggity dog! This place is magnificent.
The Batcave was just a prototype at the moment, but still worth showing off to them. After all that building, I decided to see what had become of Iron Hill since the day before, and it was quiet. Compared to the day before, it was clear that people had either ran or been killed. I found out there hadn't been a raid. However, the death and unorganisation due to the reliance of Mudclip had caused many Atlanteans to run. That wasn't the only reason, as apparently the remaining Atlanteans went to have a big meeting. So I went looking for them, only to run into them midway on the bridge. The most unnecessary search ever. Either way, the day was coming to a close.
Peacemaker and Vigilante!
I started the day in Iron Hill where I left off from last session. However, I decided to leave as I'd seen all I needed to, and apparently there was an attempted assassination nearby the previous day.
What the fuck?
Anyways, I headed back to the Batcave as I was preparing to make a long journey. To where, you may ask? The nation Polestar, as I wanted to explore and be able to help out people not just close to me. As I began my journey, I ran into a guy called Goofy Geek. He was lost and was trying to go to Wolfenstein, and since Wolfenstein was on the way to where I was going, I decided to show him where to go. We arrived in Wolfenstein, where we saw a huge building being made. I dropped Crafty off, while I then ended up playing tic-tac-toe against some of the residents. While travelling, I ended up running into an underground base. The people were really friendly, and ended up giving me 2 diamond blocks, with the comment, "You are Batman." Continuing on, I saw a guy building, so I went up to him and asked him for directions to Polestar. He told me the way, so I gave him some bread. Anyways, after a few more minutes of travelling, I had made it to Polestar. Now that I was here, it was time to start helping. I first spoke to some of the residents, and they seemed very friendly. However, after a few minutes, I came back to the town square where people were telling a player not to jump. I joined in as I tried to step in to help. However, another player seemed to be doing it already. Or so I thought. He died, right in front of me. And the man that caused this was walking away. As at the time, I didn't know he purposefully pushed him. It was only after I looked at the footage did I even realise. I learnt a lesson here, as I knew I wouldn't be able to save everyone. But I'd still try, to prevent anything like this happening again. Anyways, after aura farming some more, I continued to give out food and speak to others around the town. I ended up running into a guy called Fancy Cheeseman. We ended up getting along as we chatted for a while. Do you like Batman?
Hell yeah.
Someone even got this photo of us aura farming. Anyways, I kept moving, and a player called Rosen TAV showed me a place called the Tea Emporium, which was a separate island she was working on with some people to serve tea at. I gave her some diamonds for her hard work. As I headed into town, someone was going around saying that people were coming to kill people. Even if it may have not been true, just like in Iron Hill, I still tried to evacuate several citizens, as I even tried to escort some foreigners away, just as the day ended. I began back in the Batcave, as I planned to renovate it on the build day, but I couldn't be there due to being busy. However, I had more pressing issues, as I was invited to a funeral. I went all the way to Sarkovia, only to realise I was sent the wrong chords. Release me! While I was there, I ended up running into Swordmaster Cat again, and I decided to go to Polestar while I was in the area. Polestar was still a lovely little area, as the raid turned out to be a bluff. I spoke to more citizens, and ended up running into Fancy Cheese again. Fancy spoke to me and said he was bored, so I asked him, well, wanna join me?
Yeah, sure.
And that is how I gained a Robin. We headed back to the actual chords of the funeral, which turned out to be right nearby where I lived, as we saw a church fully made out of iron on the way. The guy who made it was very welcoming, and even let us put a small sign to prove we'd been there. I showed Fancy the Batcave, as he switched into a Robin skin. The dynamic duo was ready. We both headed out. It turns out there was a wedding first before the funeral, so we walked around and aura farmed a little bit, while also introducing people to my new partner. After the ceremony ended, a huge group of people headed over to the funeral area, where me and Robin followed along. The ceremony was lovely, as some kind words were said towards Patter's wife Zealand, the person who had passed.
She was my wife. We're supposed to marry today, but I don't know how to put this into words, because Zealand was my light, my hope. She believed in peace, in kindness, in a world where we could trust each other. We were meant to marry, to share a life together, and now she's gone. She was alcoholic, and I loved that. But all that remains is her memory, and the hope she gave me to carry forward.
Even I got to speak. I'm very sorry to what happened to Zealand, and I hope we can help each other, help them too as well.
I'm Batman.
Either way, after the funeral, me and Robin headed back to the Batcave, as we decided to renovate it a bit. But while renovating, we had someone listening in and watching us, to which they promptly dug down.
Here, so it's like,
I found you immediately. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Remember, this is like freestyle. Whoa!
whoa.
How did...
Oh, hey. Where
Can you
where'd you come from there?
This was Axolotl. Because he found us, we asked him to join us, to which he promptly agreed. We now have an Alfred, and the Bat family now has 3 members. Anyways, we kept renovating the Batcave. However, apparently Sarsoa was prepared for an invasion nearby, so we went over to Aura Farm. We also took this guy back to the Batcave, and he made a little room, as the day came to a close. As we logged on, we decided to head to Sarsoa. We wanted to make sure that they were okay, as yesterday it seemed they were going to war. Luckily, they were alright. Reoccurring theme here. Anyway, we ended up leaving, as we still had parts of the Batcave to finish. We, also did this.
Stop that! Mr. Wayne!
However, the man, the myth, the legend was coming. The Lorax.
Hello.
This is Lorenzo. Me and him were buddies from Atlantis, and it turns out he had also taken on an alias after leaving Atlantis. He was interested in the Bat Gang, so I DM'd him in private to come visit us. Having the Lorax part of the Bat family would have been the missing piece that we needed. Anyways, we continued being silly, and found a guy hiding outside the manor. His name was Random, and he claimed he was Robin's son?
Bro, who are you?
Oh, hell no.
After berating Robin for not paying child support, he left. leaving us all confused. We also ended up running into Sinica, who got married to Jophil. We said a quick hello and told her to support the Bat family. We decided to head off again, looking to meet people and help the server, as our goal intended. On the way, we checked out Iron Hill again. It had clearly developed, however, the lack of people was still apparent, especially compared to day one. But it was still home, and it was still a beautiful place. We headed off. Our goal was to reach Renkai, as we had heard about a superhero operating up there, similar to how we were. We then ran into Checkerboard, as we took a look at the cool builds inside. As we entered the main city, we were immediately greeted, and I ran into... No, my parents' alleyway. Martha, no! On the way, we ran into the prototype of the Siege Cathedral. We knew Steege and we'd spoken a few times, and the progress had looked amazing. We ended up in Polestar again. I went to visit the Tea Emporium, as they were the nicest people in town. Apparently they had become a separate nation to Polestar, which I don't really blame them, as they most likely wanted to avoid conflict. As we entered the capital, we saw the whole gathering of the population. Apparently they were talking about war preparation? Either way, we decided to stay and listen, with this random guy called Pekka. But we didn't really understand what was going on, so we left. We were finally headed for Renkai. But before that, we stopped at Fancy's ex-home before he joined me. He had created these beautiful watchtowers just outside of Polestar, a place that people could stop by and visit, indicated by the signpost he had created, full of names. I decided to add myself to the signpost, while also being impressed how good the tower looked. While leaving, we ran into a group of people who recognized us. Our reputation was growing, and hopefully our message was too. Also proven by an article the IDP made of us. While on the move, we accidentally ran into Imperium, so we left very quickly. Sorry, Imperium members. As we finally made it to Renkai. Renkai was a pretty place, as we ran towards the big crowd of people, watching someone perform, which is where I spotted him. Superman and Batman had finally met. We spoke for a while as we chatted about our experiences. Superman also agreed with my morals and what we wanted for the server. So we decided to create a Justice League. I began the day where I left off. Robin had decided to become Nightwing, as our goal today was to find the rest of the recruits we had planned for the Justice League, including Peacemaker and Vigilante from day 3. Before that, we wanted to visit Northelios, as we had heard good things about it. But as we were crossing, a group of people stopped us and began questioning us with a threatening intent. I explained who we were, and as soon as I did, their animosity dropped. Turns out these people were from Northelios, and were off to go fight in a war, and didn't want anyone in their city while it was going on. We respected their wishes as we headed back. We also had to leave Superman behind, as he had promised to help people build his wall, so we said goodbye. We left Renkai with the goal of finding our recruits, and also keeping an eye on this so-called war. We made it back to Polestar, where we heard Hydra had declared war on several nations, and that the tension was really high because of this. This was only proven further with the intense farming, and the huge meeting going on in the stadium. Again, we stayed and listened, as we wanted to be kept in the loop. It was going well, until someone had other plans. TNT, watch out! I tried to warn the citizens, but due to the amount of people surrounding the area, not many heard. Either way, Nightwing and the Lorax managed to survive, as luckily there were no casualties. But we still stepped away to try and investigate who the perpetrator could be. We found out some information, however, the person we were talking to made a joke saying it was him. Unfortunately, the wrong ears heard that. We tried defending him, as we said he needed a fair trial, but it was too late, and he was ruthlessly murdered. Was this justice? He wasn't even given a chance. The Bat family agreed with me, as we now didn't trust Hydra or Polestar due to how they killed that man for something he didn't do. We decided to leave, as I ran into Coldpro, my friend that I escaped with from day 2. The Polestar and Hydra army was also running through, so we decided to casually follow to see where they ended up. After travelling for a while, we ended up in Wolframstein. The main capital seemed overrun, as people could be seen left and right from all armies. The people inside the building were worried they were being raided, but it was a bit confusing whether which side was going to fight. We decided to watch from the main statue, as we watched the chaos unfold. But there didn't seem to be any fight starting, just mainly a lot of confusion, which only escalated as more people arrived. Luckily, one of the people that had arrived was Vigilante, one of the members we had asked to join the Justice League in private.
Are you fucking kidding me?
However, after all the commotion, a group of people headed towards White Harbour. We decided to follow through the confusion, and it was carnage. There was so much confusion on who was on what side, and who was a part of who, which made it difficult to take sides, as I didn't know who was in the right or wrong, and the castle in White Harbour was griefed and nearly empty. While the war wouldn't be today, it was clear it was imminent, and I would have to take a side. Anyways, today was a build day, meaning we'd have one more day before the war. Robin's son came to visit, as he still complained about child support.
Bro, get away from me.
Oh yeah, Fancy became my Robin again, as he liked working with me as a partner. Me and Robin also decided to build a secret door for the Batcave. However, we didn't have any sticky pistons, so me and Fancy tried to make do. After a while, we got the secret door working, but it still wasn't good enough. In other news, we also built a watchtower. Me and Robin headed into Wolframstein as we ran into a local dealer. He seemed really chill and didn't have loads going on, so we let him stick with us and had him join the gang. Another member to the Justice League. We made it into Wolframstein as we were looking for sticky pistons to make our secret door better, as we ran into an admin, East by East. Turns out, East by East is a big Batman fan, as she gave us bat banners so we could identify each other easier and show off who we are. As we got back to the Batcave, we fixed the secret door and then added some banners around the place, making it look a lot nicer. We then had one of the members from the League show up, The Flash.
It is a real honor to meet you, sir. Batman. Sir, Batman, sir.
Don't bother, the guy's a total tool.
I followed your efforts in Central City, Flash. You do tight, efficient work.
Not Ray has actually been a supporter of mine for a while, and we were supposed to meet yesterday, but due to the war, we couldn't see each other, so instead we met today. Flash had also been busy helping others from Checkerboard, and having him with us would definitely help tomorrow with the conflict ahead. Anyway, KO7 switched to their bat skin, as they would be Batwoman. I then messaged East by East, as I wanted to show her the Batcave. She teleported over, to which we then gave her a tour. As a reward, she gave us a pillager called the Riddler, and also filled up the cave with bats. Either way, the main goal today was to mainly see the state of several nations, while also helping them out. But overall, I wanted to focus on going to Sokovia and Checkerboard today, as Not Ray had close connections with them, and that's apparently where the war would be. On the way, we saw Pata and Sanibel creating an awesome justice hall, as we stopped by to say hello. Continuing on, we ran to this beautiful town on the water. I recognised it immediately, as this is where the Iron Church from Day 6 was. It seems that they had turned it into a small group called Eterna, and they were very welcoming. We still had to get to Sokovia, however, so we started the climb. After climbing for ages, we were in. Sokovia was quite empty. However, this was due to the nation being so busy when it came to focusing on power of its army. So, I guess I couldn't hate too much. After looking around and speaking to people, I ran into a guy called Benny F7. He was told to come work in Sokovia due to him not having a goal. So, I asked him, since you have nowhere to go, want to join the Bat family?
Yeah, I'd love to. Oh! Yeah, I'd love to.
We now had another recruit. At first I appointed Benny as the new Robin. However, Robin didn't fit his playstyle, so we put him as the Bat family's Red Hood. Continuing on, we headed to the famed Steege Cathedral. We had seen it a few days before, but now taking a look at its nearly final form, it looked incredible. We ended up watching the completion of the cathedral. As we then aura farmed on it, we had to. We also took a photo with the Steege gang. Very cute. It was then time for our daily Polestar visit, where we came across a huge bridge being built. It looked incredible, as we were given permission to stand on the top all together. Today was a lovely day. It reminded me of how far I've come with my group and my mission, as I'd met many kind people and seen beautiful builds. Exactly what I wanted for this server. If it could just last like this. But I knew that it couldn't. We had no time. We had to warn people of the imminent war. But we also had to figure out what was going on. We headed back to the Batcave as we showed Benny what it looked like for the first time. I only wanted to head there to quickly dump some of my stuff, as we were also sent some quads by Pata and Sanibel, as they wanted to meet up with us. So, we left and went over to go find them. Hello everyone. Hello Lorenzo. Hello. Hello, what is this here?
Oh!
Yeah, what is
Robin.
this place? Hello.
Oh, it's Redud.
Oh, someone recognized me. Let's go.
This was Alufania, a cute little town just a bit away from Ironhill. The people here were kind, as we ended up running into a Lorenza. We stayed for a while, as we ended up getting a concert from the Internationals, a band on the server, and Benny's old buddies.
Just go looking down deep below. The lava's bubbling and we're ready to go. Lava swimming, oh lava swimming. If you don't watch out, you'll die in the heat. Lava swimming, oh lava swimming. If you fall in, you're gonna be dead meat.
After the performance, we spoke to the people who lived here, as we asked them to come with us. However, at the same time, we found out Robin's kid had died.
Okay.
Oh,
Wait, your kid! Your kid!
Oh no!
No!
Robin,
Just get revived.
Oh no!
Oh no, he messaged me. He told me he was going to war.
Oh,
He went
no.
to war.
My child! My
His
child
kid.
died in the war!
We need to make him a grave. We made a grave for him as we moved out. With all these people, we headed into Ironhill, as we brought even more people all the way to the Batcave. However, just as the meeting was about to start, I'd found out that not Ray was being forced to fight in the war. My friend, a supporter of mine, and a Justice League member. But if I went, I'd also be putting my people at risk. But if I didn't help, there was a chance Sokovia would lose, and Ray would die. To give a summary, Sokovia was being invaded by the nation Hydra, and Not Ray was a devoted member to Checkerboard, who was in an alliance ship with Sokovia. The war would begin soon, so it was now or never. Obviously,
Okay.
there's a lot of war going on, right guys? We know there's a lot going on. And I just want to be clear on what your guys' intentions are from Pata's side and the rest of you, and what our intentions are. So what the Bat family is planning at the minute is we hear there's a war going on between Hydra and Sarkovia. Now the Flash, and we don't pick sides, but the Flash is a part of Sarkovia. And while we do come from Hydra, I want to know what sides you guys are supporting, but my goal at the end of the day isn't to pick sides, it's to help. And to be honest, I want to support as many people as I can, and I want to be, that was my goal from the start, and it's my goal now. It's just I've got a bigger group to actually be able to do it. So what I want to do, and what some of you may want to do, is hand out food to anyone in need, offer refuge, talk about the Batcave. There's no need keeping it secret anymore. I feel like a lot of people have seen, I mean, this group alone has seen the Batcave, so you know what I mean. And what I think we should all do,
like a family now.
we are. Everyone here, you're all important. Everyone here has had their own part to this server and has helped me immensely, including Pata and Sanibel especially. They're day ones. Anyway, what I want to say is, if you want to follow me into Sarkovia and Hydra, you can. However, I also don't blame you. You can use the Batcave as a place to teach people refuge. You can use it to help other people. This can be a home for people as well. Again, there's so much. I want to be able to help. I'm not going to shun away just because I want to keep a silly secret about some underground area. Just to give warnings about the Batcave, the upper area, you can see name tags from this one bit of the cliff. However, down here, you're completely invisible.
That's how I met.
Yeah, that's how Alfred found us. That's how he passed the exam to join us. Anyway, so basically what I'm trying to get across, if you want to help, help. If you want to follow me, follow me. But overall, what we need to do is not spread violence in any way. You can defend yourself, you can defend others. However, one thing is clear, we're not there to invade, we're not there to attack, we are just there to help.
I decided to go fight. I separated the people and warned them, but also told them they could have refuge in the Batcave as I went off with the Bat family. We travelled with threat on our mind as we made it into Sarkovian territory. We had asked Ray to meet us at the bottom of the mountain so he could escort us upwards with no worry of crossfire. He came down after a few minutes.
Okay, there's
Hello.
a leader meeting
Hello.
going on.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Look at my
I heard
C4s.
that there was an enchantment table up here. Where?
There is, hold up.
As we went up, I could only imagine the amount of people at the top. And, as I predicted, there were many. When we got there, the whole army was having a meeting, as there were people I recognized from all around the server. In a way, it was beautiful, but also terrifying, as I understood the gravity of the situation. In a few minutes, we would all be fighting, and I was worried about the people around me, including my comrades. I spoke to the Bat Gang, as I knew my goal. I personally would only do damage to ward people away, or in self-defense, but I knew not everyone in the family was the same, as some didn't have a no-kill rule. After a little while, I heard it. The announcement that they had arrived. The war had begun. fought with arrows on the front line. Robin was out to knock them away. He was fighting strong, but, unfortunately, some people took their banners off and pretended to be a part of Sarkovia. It was their cowardice that caught Robin.
Yeah, sure. I'll join.
And he had died. But I hadn't realized until Alfred told me.
Just, Robin is dead.
Everything froze. I was lost, confused. I went to go confront the person who had done it. I didn't attack him as I didn't know if he was an ally or if it was an accident. But it wasn't, as he began the attack. The issue was, I was alone, and Pekka had someone with him. I did get some support, but I was already low, so I backed off considering my odds. Where I got knocked. As my life flashed before my eyes, I saw how my revenge wasn't the way, as this was a war. It didn't excuse this, but this isn't who I am. I must protect. However, a group of people came over and revived me. Bringing me back into the fight. But meanwhile, something else was happening.
Robin died.
Yo, what team are you guys on? Are you guys Sarkovia?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
okay, good.
Yeah, Robin died.
Good.
Where's Batman? Where's Batman?
I don't know. He ran this way.
Good. You guys are 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 so good.
Thank you, bro.
So good. You guys are so good because you guys are on Sarkovia. Very good. Sarkovia is very good.
I'm gonna look away for 2 seconds. This guy's gonna slam me out.
Yeah, this guy is so sus, bro.
You guys are good though. You guys are good because you guys are Sarkovia, right?
Yo, man, like stay away from me. I don't mean any harm.
Hey!
He'd been knocked off, but he had someone watching over him. Someone who couldn't lose another Robin. Bomb Test was one of the people that killed Robin, and it seemed he wanted more. The war raged on. Hydra used the hollow floor to spleef and kill people, to separate them. But the Emperor got greedy. As Red Hood stepped in. The leader of Hydra was dead, and it was thanks to Red Hood, and in a way, revenge for Robin. I met up with Benny. As I spoke with him, my thoughts.
Benny, I don't agree with death, and I don't agree with killing, but I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
We will commemorate Fancy. Even if he was the first Robin, it doesn't mean you aren't Robin in my eyes, okay?
I appreciate that. We will hold a nice funeral.
Bro, and if I die, you know what to do. You're Batman next, okay?
Of course.
You've earned it. You've earned it.
Thank you.
Of course.
After Not Hydra died, you could feel the momentum of the army drain, but they wouldn't give up just yet, so we kept fighting. We met up with the Bat family again, as we ended up running into KO. Apparently he had helped Pata and Sanibel get revenge. As it turns out, he killed the person that had killed Pata's wife from all that time ago.
After Hydra's dealt with. Can we settle our issues after Hydra's in the ground?
I don't know.
The hell you mean you don't know?
Because you...
Yeah, it's all totally all my fault. No.
Yes, you ran away the first time we want to talk.
No, dude, there was like 5 of you and 1 of me. You were going to kill me. Don't even lie.
To the west.
We talked to you, you lied, and then you went away. So don't lie.
Lied?
Yes.
About what?
About the murderer of my wife.
Okay, dude, I have literally no idea what you're talking about.
Nobody move. Allez, boom! Run! Bien joué! T'es le goat! T'es le goat!
Anyway, we all grouped up, as together we left the mountain. Well, most of us. While we walked down those hills, we felt a great sense of emptiness. Robin, my right-hand man, was gone. The first person to believe in me was gone. It turns out Pekka had died in battle, and so had Bomb Test. We didn't seek revenge, but they went out the way they hurt Robin. But it was still time to mourn. My partner, my sidekick, and my friend. I started today in the manor, as I had a lot to do, as today was Robin's funeral, and I had to get it set up. In honour of Robin, I had taken off my Batman mask, as I wanted to attend the funeral as Juiced, not Batman. Either way, Lorenzo and I headed out, as we headed all the way to Polestar, because we wanted to build Robin's grave in his hometown. The journey was long, as I ran into many people. However, I didn't have time, as I was focused on putting Fancy to rest. We arrived at his towers. It seemed someone had already built a grave. It was kind of them, but we had a bigger build in mind, so we tore it down as we started the build. However, mid-build, 2 people came up to me and Lorenza. They were refugees in need of a home, and even in the day of mourning, I would never turn down someone needing a home. So I told them to wait after the funeral, and I would take them to the Batcave. After a little more building, the statue was done. As we then waited for people to come for the funeral to start, we also made a grave for Robin's son while waiting. And slowly, people started to trickle in, with players all across the server we had met through our travels. Including the new member to the lead, Explode, our Green Lantern. And after they settled down, the funeral began. I will now be doing the speech that I wrote down for Robin. It's not a super long speech, but it's just something I feel like I need to say. Everyone will get a chance to speak after. You can speak if you want, even if you didn't know him and you just believe in the cause. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Fancy was a friend to me. We met early on and we got along well. In a way, it was always fate that he would end up as my Robin, as he photobombed my main photo before even being close to being Robin. He was supportive and my first teammate. He turned some random dude who decided to be a character who spread hope, which says a lot about him in general. Even in the war, he fought valiantly and was in the front line, which I couldn't imagine him being anywhere else. Not only was he a war hero, but he was a superhero, a fighter, a giver, and a partner. The dynamic duo will never exist again, and I will continue his legacy, despite the fact I thought he'd continue mine. Goodbye, Robin. Goodbye, my right hand. And goodbye, the dynamic duo. After my speech, a few of the League members said a few words. As I then performed a song from my old busking days to finish. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Whoa, stand by me. Whoa, stand now. Whoa, stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should crumble and fall, or the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't just shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Whoa, stand by me. After the performance, people started putting gifts in a chest as we all separated. However, only a few minutes later, we found out some sad news. It turns out, Vigilante and Peacemaker had been helping Hydra during the war, and due to the guilt they felt about Robin's death and how they could have been helping, they decided to end it together in a 1v1 to the death. gone. This day was only filled with sorrows, as we lost another Justice League member. Anyways, we headed off, as apparently there was a funeral being held in Checkerboard for the members that had died during the war. We had arrived as we sat through the service. It was a well-done funeral, with good speeches, despite me not knowing the people that had been lost. I even got to speak surprisingly, but it was over shortly, as we headed back to the Batcave. Shortly after we got back, the refugees from the funeral came. I brought them into the Batcave, as I told them they could have refuge in the lowest part of the cave. They were grateful to me, which made me feel happy. As I went to Robin's room, I thought about the battle, about Robin, about Benny, and about the family. I knew there was more conflict. Could I prevent it? No, but I needed a symbol for it, someone to send people that way. The way that I couldn't in the war. The way that I failed in the war. It was at that moment I had decided. Today was the final day of the server, and I'd heard Polestar was going to be invaded due to them siding with Hydra in the war, which, it turns out, if they hadn't, Robin would still be alive. It upset me, however, I still didn't want innocents to die. And I had a plan, while so did Benny.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I haven't met you before. How's it going?
I'm new. I just joined yesterday.
Awesome. Oh my god, I'm not the newest person anymore. Let's go.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Oh my god, we're the best family in the server.
Yeah.
I was homeless, and then Batman picked me up.
Yeah.
Could not be happy.
I was on the run, and now I got picked up by Batman.
I think I'm gonna have to hide out here for a bit.
Yeah, me too.
We
should hide together.
Yeah, I might have to. I killed not Hydra, so I'm. Oh,
you're Red Hood.
Yeah, I switched over to Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
But,
I heard the stories. You're a proud person.
I'm kind of scared.
I'm proud of you.
I'm kind of scared. Thank you. I'm so scared to leave though.
Benny had adopted a Batman Beyond skin as he came down to the lower Batcave.
Hey Benny, let's see the skin, bro. Let's go. That's cold.
I like it.
Like, if I'm being real, you've genuinely been like next to Fancy. You've been the second in line to be the best. Like,
I appreciate that.
You know, the next person to be Batman. I know that's like responsibility.
It is a lot of responsibility, but
yeah,
I will no longer kill. That was the one kill I'll get.
Exactly. And you've retired as Red Hood. Like,
I'm no longer the bad. No, I mean, I don't think Red Hood wasn't bad.
No, your Red Hood.
I went to therapy.
You are?
Yeah. I'm Batman.
Benny and I chatted for a while, as I spoke cautiously to not reveal my plan. Soon Alfred came down. He wasn't wearing his skin, as he could only be on for a little bit, as he came to say his goodbyes, as so did I.
It's been amazing working with you, my friend. I think you being the third member was always meant to be, and I just want to thank you for being with me on this journey.
I was busy today, as Benny would take on the mantle of Batman for this session, which was part of the plan. Benny headed off to Polestar as he wanted to visit Robin's grave, which gave me some time to travel and take a look around, as today was the last day of the event. On the way, I ran into KO, as we decided to travel together. I decided to go to my hut for a final time, where it all began. Seeing Ironhill again was nice. It was my hometown. And even if it never lived to its full potential, it was still a great place. I even got to see Sanibel and Coldpro as I left Ironhill. We kept moving as I kept getting recognized, to which we entered Sarsoa, the place that took me in at my time of need. Meanwhile, Benny was looking at Robin's grave with the Minister of Polestar.
Man, it sucked because we did our best during the war, but Robin didn't make it.
It was a rough war, from what I heard.
What side did you fight? Did you not fight in it?
I was going to do Polestar. Those were my boys.
Yeah. Oh, then there's Head there too.
It sucks too that I couldn't make it because I was a Minister of Intelligence and Strategy. I should have been there.
I showed up just to help, and then I'm not gonna lie, Sarkovia almost killed me like 3 times.
Sarkovia wanted us dead a lot. They did not
I think
like
that's
us.
unfortunate because while I did want to fight for Sarkovia, like I didn't think that you like Polestar. I didn't see Polestar as an enemy. I actively avoided attacking Polestar.
Anyways, I headed back to the Batcave as I renovated some parts, to which Benny had come back from his trip from Polestar.
Someone's gone up.
Hello.
Hey, Benny. How we doing? Who's
I've
this?
met a friend. I've met a friend.
Hello. Lovely to meet you. Is he going to become your Robin?
Yeah, I mean, if he's interested, I mean, he.
I'd be
wanted to
down.
check-
Yeah.
Oh wow. I was actually I'm actually the minister of Polestar. I'm the
Oh
minister
wow.
of Polestar. Yeah.
That's good. That's good to see. I've heard Polestar citizens like me, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Honestly-
I guess so. This is the new Batman.
Yeah, you. Honestly, a lot of people loved you guys in Polestar. We were always like excited to see messages from you guys. A lot of people were so many people were genuinely heartbroken when Robin passed.
Yeah,
He died.
it sucks.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna
I got a
miss Robin.
screenshot at the memorial. This statue.
That's good to hear. Benny, just to let you know, just help as many people as you can.
Of course, no, that's my main goal. My main goal is peace. Why is my food not?
You see, I wasn't just renovating, and I wasn't just taking a break from today. This was all part of a plan I'd made since the day before. Polestar was in grave danger. Citizens were in grave danger, which is why I'd revealed my face the day before. It's why Benny was wearing a Batman skin, and it's why I rigged the lower cave to explode. I was a good Batman. I built something real. A cave, a family, a league. Together we carried the weight so no one had to drift alone. But symbols are fragile. I've seen chaos, war, even banners switched, and I felt vengeance creeping in. If I stayed too long, Batman would turn cruel. Benny was my Red Hood, even Robin for a bit of time. He shared my morals, but not my scars. He could be Batman, the one that I never could. Not because I failed, but because he was free of my mistakes. That's why I have to go. Not in silence, but in fire. So the man disappears, and the symbol survives. Batman doesn't end with me. Let me burn, and let him rise.
Whoa. Well, I guess we know how Juiced went out. I'm sorry for laughing. I'm sorry.
I knew it was gonna happen.
It was.
It was the plan. Here, let me go down real quick.
Can I accompany you?
Sure.
I promise
I'll go.
Yeah.
Where was it, man?
Oh. It's the end.
Holy! Be careful, eh?
Yeah. Thankfully, my enchants will out of it, so.
I don't think I'll be able to get his head.
It probably blew up.
Yeah.
Got destroyed fully, sadly.
I can maybe request it.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks, man. No.
And there's a seat, but if it helps you any more, there's a single bat down here.
That is true. I'm so happy this bat survived.
It's kind of think of it as a reminder. Think of it as a reminder. I think it's poetic that a bat survived.
Benny was now the Batman. Benny was with the Minister of Polestar, as the Minister got a DM saying that Polestar was going to be invaded soon. Hearing this, Benny wouldn't stand by as people died. A few minutes later, KO showed up.
He fucking killed himself.
I know. I knew that was gonna happen, and
I have a book by him before he passed.
Do you need any form of diamonds?
Benny.
Yes.
I have Batman wrote a book, and it's like his last will and testament.
Okay, I will go read it in private. It's a lot of responsibility. Alfred's still alive, yeah?
Yeah. Huh?
Alfred's still alive?
He retired.
Okay. Is it just us two that are left in the Bat family now?
Well, we have the Lorax.
Oh, that's true. Oh, What happened to, oh no, what's his name? Who else was still alive? I know Ray was still alive. Is he dead now?
He's in a war.
Oh, right, he's fighting, oh.
The Bat family was separated, and, as I intended, he began heading over to Polestar. His goal? To give people refuge and protect them. But unfortunately, the Flash was part of the people raiding Polestar. So, while Benny was out there, he wanted to try to convince the Flash not to hurt others, where he'd also planned to meet with Ras, the refugee I took in. On the way, they ran into Patter's gang, as Benny saw the complete version of the Hall of Justice.
How are you guys? These guys are also part of the Bat family.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. Hello. How did Batman die?
He took himself out.
What?
It was his own choice.
No. He was my
my
hero.
He appointed me as the new Batman, just to help
Wait,
out.
you're Batman Beyonder. Can you take off your armor?
Yes, I am Batman Beyond.
Can I see your skin? Oh my god.
After a minute, he headed off with an Atlantis member called Hayden, as the member wanted to see what the city has become. As they got closer, they saw a few people outside the border going towards Polestar.
They were at the
Hey guys.
thing yesterday. Hello.
What side are you guys on?
None. We're not on any side. We're just
tourists. Okay, we're
I'm
also
so
like
lost.
we noticed that Polestar is being invaded, and I don't want to ally with either side. I just want to make sure that people who don't wish to fight get out safe.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
You know, we were
just-
trying to tour the side of the continent, and then everyone, just started beefing with each other.
What's that? What are those group? Like, what are they a part of?
That's
Harbor.
White Harbor. There's like a couple Chimerans in there. I don't really know.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm not sure what they're doing.
Okay, well, I have to head to Polestar because I have to meet up with the rest of the Justice League.
Good
Oh,
luck.
what happened? What? By the way, what happened to Batman?
Batman killed himself.
Yeah, that's what we
Oh.
thought.
He's the new
That's what we
Batman.
thought.
I am the new Batman now. I've taken over as Batman.
Oh, congratulations.
It's a lot of responsibility.
Good luck, Batman.
I will do my
believe in
best.
you. We believe
I
in
just
you.
want to create peace. That's all I want.
Yes. He would be proud.
I hope he's proud of me.
As they entered Polestar, they could sense the danger, as they saw Polestar warriors manning the gates. Benny ignored it, however, as he wanted to keep moving, because he had to meet Raz by Robin's grave.
Yo.
Benny. Oh,
Okay,
days.
fill me in. What's going on right now?
There's a war going on, like, to the left.
And okay, my biggest problem is I don't want conflict and I don't wish death.
Yeah.
But I believe our Flash is taking part in this war.
Oh,
and he is on the side. Well, we did support Sokovia once. I
Yeah.
think Ray is on Sokovia's side.
Yeah.
I don't wish death upon Polestar, but I don't wish
Yeah.
death upon either side.
Yeah, so what do we do?
They then went to go check on the opposite army, to check on Ray and see if they could convince him. While speaking, however, the raid on Polestar had begun. Benny tried to do something, but it was like a domino had fallen. He knew there was no way to prevent this war, so he started DMing some Polestar members the chords of the Batcave and hoped they would pick it up and go. To which, luckily, some did, as the war raged on. Benny's plan had worked, as Null Knight, the Minister of Polestar, headed towards the Batcave. It was still chaos, however, as Benny tried as hard as he could to warn people. He was more successful than not. Polestar had been wiped. They lost completely as it was a massacre. It upset him, but Benny was sure that the right people evacuated. After a minute, Benny left Polestar behind, specifically to check on Sokovia. The place also seemed barren, but still okay. He also visited Not Hydra's death place, as he left a message behind in its place.
You fought hard. Aw.
Man. What a sweet guy.
It was the one kill I got, and I'm not proud of it.
You're not proud of it. Yeah, you should be. Like, wasn't that guy like killing everybody?
Yeah, but that's not what we do here.
Yeah, but our goal is save lives.
That's true.
True. I never became Robin.
They headed back as they followed the Sarkovian army just to make sure everything was alright. From the pyramid, they left the army as they headed back into Polestar. They then found out there was a wedding they missed? What is wrong with people? After a few minutes, they ended up running back into KO. Apparently, KO had been touring the server for a while, but it was still good to see him, as KO also made the recommendation that Raz should become the new Robin. Benny agreed, as the new dynamic duo was born. They split from KO as they decided to travel and scout the area for people in need. After a while of being on patrol, they had found several sets of bad news. Not Ray was dead, as KO was as well. KO got jumped during a deal he was making, and Ray got murdered by someone infiltrating Checkerboard, just like Robin. With this information, Benny and Raz could only grieve. As they walked through the wreckage that was once Polestar, Benny felt the weight of everything that had happened. He couldn't save everyone, but he had saved some. He had made a difference even when it came at a cost. And maybe that was enough. Being Batman wasn't about being perfect. It was about being there when people needed you most. About giving hope when hope seemed lost. Sometimes he wondered, what if he had gone with KO? Or not Ray? Could things have been different? But then he realized the choices he had made had mattered. The lives he protected had mattered. This is what it meant to carry the mantle. The losses hurt, yes, but the hope he left behind burned brighter than any grief. Because he is Batman. And we both were a symbol.
So Batman, what do we do now?
The only thing we can. Head to the Batcave.
Take the fentanyl. There you go. You might need
Exactly. Hey yo, can I have some fentanyl?
We needed kindness in the server. I was the only person to be doing this up until roughly day 5. Fancy was a friend to me. We met early on and we got along well. In a way, it was always fate that he would end up as my Robin, as he photobombed my main photo before even being close to being Robin. Goodbye, Robin. Goodbye, my right hand.
Discovering the Batcave an accident was probably the best accident actually that's happened to me. They welcomed me with all their hearts. They welcomed me instantly as Alfred, no hesitation. They didn't even threaten me, which I'm surprised about, honestly.
Fancy Cheeseman, aka Robin, was honestly the very first person I met in the Justice League.
instead of killing me on sight or kicking me out, Fancy welcomed me with open arms, and we became quite good friends afterwards.
I was really heartbroken when I found out he had died. Every time I was lost, I looked for his username because it was very memorable.
I never got to know him as well as others, and I do truthfully regret the fact that I didn't get to know him as well. However, he helped put me out of my fentanyl selling addiction, and I simply cannot thank him enough for that.
I'm gonna crack a rib when I get home. Gonna bury. Oh, messed up. Hey guys, thank you for watching the video. This was my first Civ event. I hope it was all alright. I had very limited footage as I didn't really think I was going to make a video at first, but I hope it was still enjoyable. A little side note, they had a revive day where everyone got revived and we all ran around the server, and they did an awards ceremony for a bunch of random categories, and our group got the second best award. We got a best group in the server, which is pretty cool. Over like 300-400 people voted. So yeah, just some cool little information for you there. Next stop, an Ish event. Let me know if you guys want me to join more events and do more content like this. And big shout out to everyone who I met on the server. They were really, really lovely. And thank you to Skipolo for hosting this. It was a lot of fun. And make sure to watch his video when it comes out, where you get to see the full event and everything that happened and lore and stuff. So yeah, look out for that. Either way, thanks for watching guys, and goodbye.